Right guys, welcome back. This week's hobby update for the Hedonites. Got a few things to go through, so we'll start with the steeds as that's the majority of these models. We've managed to do the skin, which is very much like the Demonettes. It's done with a grey base from Vallejo, Zenith white, washed, but this time with a bit of a heavier violet wash. Not too much, but just a bit heavier because I wanted it to seep into the recesses, as you can see here. And then it's had a white zenith applied back over it, but very lightly, mainly targeting the front of the thighs to give like the illusion of white skin when actually it's fairly pinkish, as you can see. It's still in some of those recesses, which is just what I wanted. From that, we've then gone in with, over the hide, I've done a FW turquoise wash with a bit of flame proof, not much, but a bit of flame proof and glaze medium just to get it to be a bit thicker. But it's kind of light, so I've gone over it with a Drakenhof nightshade, which is nice because it's gone into all those little pits and crevices, even on these flatter ones. Is one of the ones with scales, just for a different look. So from this, we've got a bit more work. We've got to do the tongs, and some of the other steeds, if you have a look at this one, have got these little bits of webbing, and they've all got to be done in the contrast purple, which I've used on the Demonettes. Again, it goes pink over white, so perfect for me. And then once that's all done on these, I've also got to do the hair on some of these miniatures, if I can find one. That's all got to be done in pink as well. From that, I've got to go in and do all the black work afterwards, which is going to take a bit of time, but that's going to be done on the claws, the horns, and then the saddles and any barding on the saddles. And I'm going to go over the metallics because I'll be using the Vallejo metal colour, which goes quite nicely over black on such bits like the little ankle bracelet things, the buckles. And then the horns will have to be, again, picked out in black. So that's the Demonettes, the steeds. From that, we've done a little more. We've just done a bit of priming work on the banner. Well, a bit of airbrushing, I should say. That's got to have the silver detailing all done, and then the shaft has got to be painted silver. But that's a bit more progress on that. That will have to be done at some point this week, because that's kind of going to be the finishing touch. I'm hoping to get these steeds at least ready to have the base done next weekend and have the riders glued on. If not, have all of the bases painted, washed, dry brushed, rimmed and everything ready for the riders to be and have the riders stuck on by the weekend. That would be ideal, but I'm not holding my hope, so we'll see. With the release of the some of the lore from Slaanesh, people are saying that they reckon that the Hedonites are going to be up for... The pre-order's going to be announced this Sunday coming, ready for pre-order next Sunday. So we've got kind of 2 weeks to get this done. I don't want to take that long. From moving on from these though, we have done a little more work on... We've started, as you can see in the background, the Keeper of Secrets, headless as they are. So all this is, I've been getting my tonal values in at the moment, just grayscaling it. I need to then start applying Nadiel, I believe it's pronounced, coats of purple onto all the underside of the muscles and whatnot, and then go back in with a white and start going in over the skin. The inside of the cloaks I'm going to try and do, so I'm going to do purple along with the leggings, so it's going to be a purple glaze over there. In the background also, as you may see, we've got our little necromancer friend that we talked about in our previous video. Still not sold on what colours I'm going to paint them. I'm kind of thinking of following the box art but trying to do a grottier, grimmer version. Or I'm really tempted to start going down some raw cottons, because he's not a rich necromancer, is our friend here. I don't think so. Getting fancy coloured clothes, I'm not sure. I don't know if his Gravelord Masters would approve of that, so I'm not sure. That's what I've got built and painted and some of the plans that I'm doing. However, we've got something from last year, which I purchased. Celeste. So, my plan with Celeste was going to be, wait until I've done all these and then paint this up, as I'd never really had any plan specifically to use them in an army. I'd kind of just wanted it to complete the collection and have availability if ever I do decide to use it. However, now Mortals have been released, I think Celeste is a funky little general to have. It's in the same aesthetic as the new Mortals, i.e. it's got the scarification and it's got that, I want to say, Persian, like in 300 kind of Persians look to them, very comic book or graphic novel-esque, I should say, to me anyway. So I might start sub-assembling Celeste. I think the little backpack or whatever it's called is going to have to be done separate, along with the demonette on the top. But Vince did a video on how to do, Vince Ventrella, check out his channel if you haven't seen it, Hobby Cheating, did a video on how to do non-metallic metal axes. And this is the miniature that he used, it's this axe. So, might have to have a go, I'm not sure. We'll have a look when I get round to it, if I manage to get round to it. But if I manage to get all of this done ahead of schedule, and I'm not taking up enough time with the Necromancer, the Keeper of Secrets isn't going to be rushed. And if I'm not taking up enough time with the Necromancer doing my other project, my Grimdark project, as a bit of a break, then I think Celeste is going to get built. We'll see. That's probably going to get saved, however, for when I'm doing the rest of the Mortal line, so I can build Sigvald and I can't remember the name, but the big character on the chariot. Gluttonous, I think was the name. We'll wait until then. Something I have been considering is what to do with the Keeper's base, the actual base, as I'm feeling that I want a marble floor. Got a 3D printer little pillar that I've scaled down to be about this big, so it looks like the Keeper of Secrets is walking out the Pleasure Palace of Slaanesh into the grotty demonic wasteland that surrounds it. That's my idea, and I'm just getting pieces together to kind of get that in place. But that's it, guys. Well, guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe. Also be sure to check out our Facebook page at Wolfen Studios, the link's in the description. As always, thanks for stopping by, catch you next time.